Oh, scary stuff. Right, this is an absolutely giant topic. I think I was a little bit wind up when I thought I could do this in 5, so we'll get started. Quick graphic showing all the different ways you can participate on the web. There's probably quite a few other things Amy could tell us about as well. Good and bad points about this. Great for business, great for personal stuff, can be some bad stuff. Big daddy of privacy issues at the moment is Facebook. You can't really miss it. It seems Daily Mail's kind of #1 topic. Ooh. And obviously with Facebook, they know an awful lot about what's going on. First big scandal that hit them was the Beacon advertising program, whereby they were sharing what you were buying with your friends. Again, good and bad, depending on what you're actually shopping for. There was so much kind of furor, this all got scrapped, and everything died down for a little while. In the meantime, Facebook has been busy secretly selling all your secrets to advertisers. So if you've ever wondered why they have all these little relevant ads, it's because they know about you. Again, great if you're an advertiser, perhaps not so good. Next thing, Google, the other big daddy of the web. Google may in some ways know even deeper secrets than Facebook about you. And in some ways, this is good and it's bad. They have a huge amount of data on everything that's going on, including the infamous the little street cams they've had. Some people not too happy about their offices, homes, etc. Slightly more sinister is they have actually been collecting data about Wi-Fi networks while they've been whizzing up and down your streets, which takes a piss a little bit about their whole do no evil motto. So I used to be a Google fan, not so sure. It's a lot to kind of consider. And this then takes us on to the Google versus Facebook war. They're kind of geeks in the audience, yes, please Twitter. And they will all know that at the moment, Facebook has released something called their social graph program. You might have seen all these little like buttons appearing all over the web. And what this means is that they are now trying to control the way you search for things, in that you're going by personal recommendations, and it's what your friends are recommending to you, versus Google, who are directing you to what they think is most appropriate. Few dangers of privacy. We had a quick slide about divorce. Facebook has now been cited in 60% of divorce cases in the United States. You also have a lot of inappropriate work photos. This one kindly provided by my brother. He doesn't know about this. Again, not a good thing to have kind of turning up when your employer is Googling you pre-interview. Blogging seems a little bit old hat now, but it's still hugely important. And the good things about blogging is that it has brought out some really prominent issues the newspapers have been too worried to break. This very famous duck house, the whole MP expenses situation, was all originally broken by blogs and then picked up by the Telegraph newspaper. Apart from our wonderfully generous MPs who are trying to shop us out of the kind of current recession, we have also in a way, some slightly more kind of upsetting and important global things where I'm sure some of you recognise this poor lady and everything that was going on in Iran. Wherever you've got media kind of blockades, things like Twitter allows perhaps individual citizens to communicate with the outer world. But then how much right should you have as a kind of private individual? This poor lady wrote a phenomenally successful blog. Sadly, she was outed by the newspapers, which either trying to explain to your boss and your dad that you're a kind of the world's most famous sex blogger could be a slightly embarrassing conversation over your cornflakes. We also have issues with bloggers and their rights to protect sources the way journalists do. This lady actually went to jail rather than reveal her sources, even when she had the New York Times behind her. Other bloggers have been intimidated by the American Transport and Security Administration for publishing freely released information. We, of course, then have the very famous WikiLeaks. Again, has been hugely influential in bringing very, very important stories to the public eye, but they're under continual pressure by governments trying to shut them down on a pretty much hourly basis. Can't kind of, talk about internet privacy without mentioning China. Allegedly, Google are now going to be allowed to operate again, but to me, it's a very worrying situation when governments can censor the internet. And I think that we need to be very careful that doesn't happen. So the only way to really stay private on the internet is basically do not go on it. And also do not have any friends who go on it either. So I think that's pretty difficult. So I hope that this very, very quick talk has kind of raised a few of the issues. And for me, there's a lot of really, really good stuff about the internet. And for me, that outweighs the loss of privacy, hence follow me online, please. But I do think we need to be very aware of what we're putting out there, ramp up your privacy controls, and keep a close eye on what our government is up to, basically. Thank you very much.